The following is an independent podcast produced by TGITN Media. This episode features content for all ages.
Those people out there whose voices have been drowned out.
You can do anything.
It may not matter now,
but all there will ever be is what's happening here.
We all want what everyone wants, to dream and to achieve.
The effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is.
I can do everything on my own, you see?
Bloody hell.
It is called The Search for Everything.
You're listening to the Search for Everything podcast with your host, Trev.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Search for Everything podcast. I'm your host, Trev. This is part 2 of the interview with Richard. I divided the episodes into 2 parts to make it more listenable for the people, to be able to listen within a shorter amount of time. I think 1.5 hours. The first episode was a bit long, but slowly I'm learning new things on how to do this podcast stuff, and it's getting better. On a different note, I'd just like to stress the difficulty of doing your own podcast and running your own website, etc. I've undertaken this venture of doing my podcast and doing a blog, and it's a bit time consuming. Not because it's a lot of work, but because I tend to be a bit picky and a perfectionist. For example, I did the website. I did it over like a week or so, and it was done. It was complete. Everything was set up. And then I felt, you know what, this website, although it was a good website, it had everything, I want it to be better. That's how all the things that I do is. I always want it to be better, and I end up spending more and more time on it, trying to perfect it, trying to make it better. And I think that's one of the qualities that the great people, the greatest people that you find in life who are successful have. They're never satisfied with just the bare minimum or the average. They always want it to be better or the best. It's that type of mentality that helps you to push to the next level and to obtain those results that you're looking for. So you often wonder, how do Mark Zuckerberg, the CEOs of Google, the big companies, how do they make such great stuff and do such great work? It's because they're always pushing the boundaries. So I encourage you and I implore you to push the boundaries. So if you're doing a piece of work or you're doing something, don't just settle for the bare minimum. I think you should take it to the next level. Go above and beyond. Because when you go above and beyond, then you're raising your stock. Your stock goes up. You are more valuable. And people take notice of that. They might not take notice of it immediately, but if somebody else comes in and they do a certain job that's not as great as yours, then you can see the difference. So, without further ado, here's part 2 of the interview with Richard. Hope you enjoy. I think it's very important to save while you're in your 20s and your 30s.
It's very, very important. Saving is very important. I have an investment in Ghana. I have an investment, and currently I'm doing a building project. Almost about 70% complete. And the reason why I'm doing that is because growing up as a child, we were, like, as I said, 5 siblings. We were living together in just one single room until age 16 that we decided to split up. So I wanted to have a bigger place, if I can afford it, have a bigger place. I have one child, but I want my child not to experience the same thing that I went through. You understand? Have something nice to also talk about. So, and also, like, the same line of business, that's what I'm also thinking about doing, the IT. I really love IT. I had a friend who taught me a little bit about computer repairs and all that. Currently, I used to buy some few laptops, phones and all that. I sent to Ghana and then I sell. But I just sell, like, if I'm going home, I just buy these things and then I go and sell. But I don't have a business yet. I've not set up like a business that's like purposely for that. But it's something I'm looking into. I want to, before I leave China, I'll be able to establish something like that, IT consult or center.
And you're in the
that I
perfect
can-
place here in Shenzhen.
Yes.
We're in the Silicon
Perfect
Valley of
place,
China. Here we have,
perfect place that
we
I
have
can
all
get
the
all
gadgets
those
and
things,
everything.
yes.
Yes, so it's really
And
good.
if I have the opportunity to, I will want to learn how to fix mobile phones and fix laptops and all that. How to refurbish and all that. I really want to learn those things because there's a place in Watchung Bay. They used to sell these mobile phone parts and then accessories and all that. And you can also get slightly used ones. Some of them you can refurbish them and then you still sell, and it will be really good. So that's the kind of business I really want to. I'm really looking into that kind of
So
business. I want to do.
post China, that's where you want to.
Yes, post China, that's what I want to do. I don't want to go back into education. No.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go back into education. I think by that time I would have done my part.
Like for me also, I feel the same way. Like my wife was telling me, why don't you do your PGC? A PGC is
Yes.
postgraduate diploma, so you can do
Postgraduate diploma,
teaching.
yes.
But I think teaching back home in South Africa will not be the same as teaching
teaching abroad.
here abroad.
Yes.
I mean, there's so many benefits we get here
Yes.
abroad that we will not get back
You
home.
not get back home.
And I
that's
think once we go back home, the novelty of teaching,
true. Yes.
although it's lovely, it's a wonderful experience, if you go back home, it'll kind of maybe taint that experience.
That is
but
true.
then you
That is
become,
true.
why did I become a teacher in the first place?
Yeah.
So I think it's always good. I think one of the most important things, a great thing that I heard was from one of my colleagues back home where I used to work at Dublin University of Technology. She was a Dr. Delizia Tim. I think she's a pastor as well, if not mistaken. Very intelligent woman,
Yeah.
very, very knowledgeable, friendly, humble, and very professional. And we're working on this project in 2015, Cornerstone. And while we were waiting for one of the meetings, she was just talking to us casually, and she was telling us, what was her secret? How did she stay in the institution for so many years? She said she's been here for so many years, but she said her secret was that every 5 years or so that she changes position or role in the
Yes,
institution.
yes.
Maybe for 5 years or 2 years,
Yeah.
3 years, whatever, she's doing a certain thing. After that, she'll move on to something different.
Different. Yes.
No, it keeps it fresh. You
Yes.
don't do the same thing
Don't do it
over
all
and
over
over again.
again. That
That's
is
when a
true.
job becomes really boring and monotonous,
Yes,
and
yes,
stress starts to creep in.
Yes.
So she says she's been there for maybe about 25 or plus years. Every year she says she's changed. So she gave us a list of all the roles she's done, like a lot of different things,
Yeah.
totally different things. And where she
Yes.
is now in like developing programs
That's
and
true.
the curriculums, etc. for the students. She says she's trying to look for something else now. And she's always moving.
Yeah, moving. Always.
And I think that's one of the ways you learn different things. Like I didn't say in just one thing. If you look at my resume, my CV or whatever it is, it's got so many different things. You
That's
know?
true.
So sometimes people used to ask me, "Oh, you studied video technology?
Yeah.
Oh, but how come you're doing IT?
IT.
Oh, but how come you do?
It's
You're
related.
still you're doing photography. You're a photographer
Yes.
as well. No, I do that as well.
Yes, as well.
So I did like a little bit of IT, a little bit video, some photography. I even worked in the medical field. One of my cousin's husband, he's a biokineticist.
I also worked in the medical field before, but during my national service for the government, I worked in a hospital. I worked there as a social welfare officer for 1 year. So I was in the hospital for a year, and then financial institution too for about 2.5 years, and then to education. And education, I've stayed in education for a long time.
Yeah.
But I want to move from education into the business field. But my sister was talking to me about establishing school, like in the kindergarten in Ghana, if like the means are there to do that. And I said, it's a nice idea, actually, because I've also gained some experience in the education field. I've taught different levels of students. So I could give them some advice about it, or I could help to establish some school like that in Ghana. But now my focus is not on education. I would like to go into the business field for some time before maybe if I want to set up a school or something like that, I will do that. But not full time. I'll not be full time into school. Yeah. Yes.
It's a very taxing thing, I think.
Yes.
If we have to go back to what I was saying about the job situation, So I was working at for my cousin's husband. He's a biokineticist.
Okay.
His name is Kriban Naika.
Okay.
So he's very, very sharp with what he does. He knows how to do like rehabilitation for if you get an injury.
Okay.
He'll give you a training program, diet, also getting you fitter, stronger. These type. If you come from a surgery, they have a surgery, sports-related injury.
Sure.
You'll be able to rehabilitate you, etc.
Yes.
And he used to go on these health days. He still goes a little bit now. Health days with these medical companies, so like Discovery, Bonitas, etc. So they call him for the day, say, okay, come out, we are at a certain location, then we'll have to go there and then see like the company. The company does a health check, like basically for the people who are at the company. So whenever I was available as a student, even until last year, so I think I was still helping him do this until before I left. You would say, you're available, I need your help to come and do this, because they need somebody to capture the reports. So he would do the blood tests for glucose, cholesterol, and the heart stuff. It's a heart rate monitor. You take your beats per minute, etc. Height, weight, how much fat you have on your body, and the blood pressure.
Oh, so you can do all those things, right?
So sometimes it would get really busy.
Okay.
Like they just give him a fair number. Okay, these are the number of people who are coming. Maybe about 20 or 30 people. But all of them would come at once. So there'd be like 2 people waiting now. So when they're coming maybe on their lunch break or when they free. They also have jobs to do, So they would come in like these waves. So maybe there'll be 2 people. So while he's busy with one, I would also be on the other side. So I would learn how to do the blood pressure, the glucose thing. Not so much with the pricking of the finger of the blood, but I could read the meter, etc. I would know what's high, what's etc. How to advise them, how to speak to them.
Wow, that's cool.
So I got a little bit of experience in health, and then last year I think I met a friend he's from a risk management company. His name is Preston. He just started his own risk management company. He's a trained paramedic, and he told me at the beginning of the year he's doing this first aid course. Why don't you come do first aid course? I didn't ever think about doing a first aid course. What am I going to do first aid course?
First aid,
but I thought, what I'm
going to do. I think doing it is good. Because anything can happen. Then maybe if you are near it, you can give first aid to the person.
There's so many things that he taught us in that course. It's a first aid level 1. There's 3 levels. I think the first one is like basic. The second one, you learn how to do wound care. Third one, you deliver babies.
Wow. That's interesting.
So the level 1, I thought, okay, let me give this a try. Let me just go and see how it is. It's a 2-day course. And we learned so much that, the misconceptions about what first aid is about. Like when you see people doing CPR on TV.
Yes.
He told us all of those things that they do, they are like totally wrong. Like when you shock the patient, to wake him up. It's like not the reason why you shock somebody. It's to start the heart again, to reset the heart. And I did this first aid course. I thought maybe, if there's a problem with a child, I'm an educator, I can maybe help.
Yes.
You're not obliged to help, but if you start helping, you have to fulfill the task of help. So I also learned first aid. Now I'm a level 1 first aider. Wow. So I can do level 1 first aid.
Wow, that's good.
So I'm okay with that.
In fact, if I have an opportunity to learn something like that, I will take it.
Yeah, it's really, really important.
Yes.
I think
Very important.
His company is all risk group, and they do these risk management courses.
Great.
And I think it's really, really important that you do a level 1. At least the level 1.
The level
1 is okay. Then
Sure.
It's simple things. How to.
It can happen anywhere.
How to take care of a person.
It can happen in school, in the family, at home. I mean, emergencies can arise at any time.
And when there's an emergency, you have a small space of time to react before some problem becomes worse.
Comes worse, yes.
Like if a person is not breathing per se, if they have a certain amount of time before they get brain damage, etc. So you can actually prevent those type of things.
Sure.
Okay, so we move on to more fun stuff.
All
I know
right.
you've introduced me to Beiju drinking.
Okay.
Okay, you're not so much of a party boy.
I don't know if I was the one who introduced you to
Who
Beiju.
introduced me to Beiju drinking? I think one of our friends, Park, might have, but
But I introduced you to ginger, I remember.
Ginger.
Yeah, the red wine.
I don't know how I think you mentioned Beiju and then I went to the store.
Yeah.
So I went to the store here in
Okay.
Xingwei and I got one of the bottles. I didn't know which one was
How
good.
was the taste?
Well,
the
I
first
didn't know
time?
how it was gonna taste, so I asked one of the old aunties there who they were looking at the Beiju, and I just asked them, asked them which one was good. I said, something like. Or I asked them, hocha ma, which one is delicious here?
Delicious,
And then they pointed out the one. They said, don't take this one. This is nonsense. Take this one. I was like, okay, I'll take it. It was something with a cane.
They pointed you in the right
They
direction.
pointed me in the right direction, right? So we tried this Beiju, okay, and then brought it home with my wife, and then we had, I think, one shot of it, I think, and then I think she went to have a shower, and then I was sitting for like about 5 minutes. When I woke up after sitting for 5 minutes,
You were drunk?
I was finished. I was drunk, because you're not supposed to sit down when you drink.
Yes.
Especially Beiju has like about how many percent alcohol?
True. I think 52.
What is Beiju? Just for people who don't know, a lot of people don't know what Beiju is. So what is Beiju?
Beiju is a locally Chinese brewed gin.
It's gin.
Yeah. Alcohol, I should
Alcohol,
say. And it's white. Bai in Chinese means white, and
yeah.
jiu means alcohol, wine, yeah.
So it looks kind of like a vodka almost. Right?
Yeah, it looks almost like a vodka.
It's
yes.
clear.
Clear, yes.
But
Yes,
the taste is completely different from
it's completely
from
different.
vodka.
And
Like vodka is a very strong alcoholic type of taste.
they have different brands of Beiju. They have different brands and different tastes of Beiju. Some really taste awful.
Like which ones taste awful?
I don't know most of their
Brands,
local
yeah.
names.
We just
okay?
know the bottle. What
We
by
just
bottle.
know the bottles of them, yeah. And then you just have to stick to the ones that
you know.
Yes, that is one thing about China. You just have to get stick to the ones that you know. I know they have the Muay Thai. They have different. Some are very expensive. They have very good wines. and very
I think the
good,
price range from Beiju goes from about
Yeah.
8 yuan.
and
to
in China, the higher the price, the better the quality.
Better the quality.
And if it is cheaper, it means that it's not brewed well. Some of them are fake. Most of the drinks in China are fake.
I
So
think
when you are-
I think
when you
one
are
of the
drinking in
Beijus we
China, you
drank,
need to
it
be
didn't do
careful.
anything for us.
Yes.
It didn't do anything in terms of getting us drunk.
The first time I tasted Beiju in China was on my birthday, and I wanted to get drunk. By then I was doing the missionary work with the Koreans, so I wasn't drinking at all. I was staying clear of alcohol. But on my birthday, because I was lonely, and I just wanted to get drunk and just be happy. So I went to the store and then I saw the Beiju. I didn't know which one to take. I just took any one. I came home and then I decided to drink. I poured myself a glass full of Beiju. In fact, I just took a sip and the taste was terrible. It was so terrible. I just have to spit all of it out. I couldn't drink it. I had to go back to buy beer.
And then what happened?
So the rest of the rest, I just poured it down the sink. I didn't drink it at all.
But there's more to the story.
There's more to the story. So actually, I got drunk. I finally achieved what I wanted to. My aim was to get drunk on that day, and get drunk and sleep. So I got drunk, and then I slept early. I think I slept around 10 p.m.
You're a really early sleeper.
Yes, I'm an early sleeper. And that was a time that my Korean work colleagues decided to surprise me on my birthday. I had no idea they would do that. They bought a cake, and then they decided to bring the cake to me after 10. When I was asleep, I was in my boxers. I was drunk in my boxers, and then I had a knock. I was asleep, I had a knock. I said, who is that? And then I heard a male voice. So I said, okay, let me go and open. Not knowing there were about 6-7 people. I just opened the door, and then I saw them, happy birthday to you. I was so embarrassed that day.
And you were drunk
I was
as well.
drunk too. So what is going on? Come on. We don't do this in my country. You don't surprise a person like that on his birthday. Like we normally celebrate birthday in the afternoon or something like that. You
Yeah.
call the person and then something like that. So I was so surprised. I was in my boxers too? I just have I just closed the door. I went and put on something, and then I invited them to the room. And actually, I was shy. I was embarrassed that day because I was drunk, and I didn't want them to see me in that state.
In your boxers.
In my boxers too. In my boxers too. So it was a funny experience, but we all joked about it, and then we ate the cake, and they left. They said that is how they do it in their country. I said, okay, that's different culture, but all the same. Thank you for the birthday cake and all that, and the well wishes. Yes.
So in terms of the Beiju, like I know the prices go from like 8 yuan up to about how much? What's the most expensive Beiju you've seen?
Some goes as high as 2,000, 3,000
RMB.
RMB. Yes.
Yeah, and then there's the ones for like
multi.
there's like ones that were made by God himself. That's like 10,000 yuan, but
Yes.
it's in a gold case. You'll see it if you go to a store. Nobody touches it.
That is true.
There are some I've seen. It's got a gold ribbon.
They
Everything.
have different wines. There are some that they even put snakes in it.
Oh, okay.
They dip snake
Snakes.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which they sell on the counter. Most of the even the red one that I gave you, they have a little bit of snakes.
That was Jinjo, right?
Yeah, the Jinjo.
Jinjo is more of a
snakes.
brownish color. It looks more like
Brownish,
a brandy or
Yes,
or
it
some
looked more
sort.
like a brandy. Yes.
And the taste of Jinjo is more like a peanut. There's like
Yes.
this type of
Yes.
it's smooth. It has a peanut
Yes,
taste and not so much of the alcohol taste. Like when you
taste,
drink
yeah.
Beiju, you have this very cane fruity, like
Yes.
sugar cane fruity
Yes.
taste at the beginning, and then you get hit
Hit,
by this
yes.
powerful alcoholic taste that, but it's not bad. It's not where you like a tequila where you close your eyes like it's
No,
bad.
yeah.
It's like a good taste. It's
Yes.
not so
when
bad.
when you get used to the taste, that is all.
Yeah.
And as I said, they have different tastes, different varieties, and so you just have to get used to one particular one. The good one anyway is not the bad ones. Yeah.
The one that we like, the blue
blue
one
one,
with it
yeah.
has a prize in it, right?
Yes, I think it's 12 RMB, right?
I don't know.
The
You
blue
get something inside, something. You
Yes,
can get
yes,
anything.
that is called Lao Chenjian. Yeah.
I'll post a
Lao
picture
Chenjian.
of. I'll post a picture
Yes,
of that one. Is this the same one?
it's the same one, but this one is the red color.
Red color, yeah.
This is a red label.
I have the blue one. I'll
red
take a
label
picture
one,
of
yeah.
that and post it up.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to be trying the Beiju now. It's a red brand. I've usually become accustomed to the. You don't become accustomed to it so much, but you get used to it. But I think this brand here so much. If you sit for 5 minutes and you drink it, when you wake up, you'll be really, really tipsy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so you should have it on a full stomach. Even if you have it on a full stomach, it doesn't make a difference. This is not like general alcohol. Okay, cheers.
Tastes a little bit different from the blue one.
Yeah. It tastes a lot different.
Yes. Actually, this is my second time trying this label, the red label. The first time we went to have a barbecue, and then a Chinese guy bought a bottle of the red Lao Chenja. So I tasted it, and I saw it's a little bit different from the blue one that we used to. So, and I liked it also. It's strong.
This is strong, a little bit stronger.
It's a little bit stronger than the blue one. Yes, yes. So, as you advise, and it's better to drink it on something. You
On
should,
something.
yeah.
Because if you
don't drink it on an empty stomach.
If you drink it on an empty stomach, you're probably
It will really hit you. It will really hit you fast.
And
very
also, if you
fast.
drink it on an empty stomach, you feel your whole insides being warm.
Yes,
really
yes, burning.
warm and burning.
Yes.
But it's not the bad burning like tequila.
Yes,
Like
yes,
this, you
yes.
can almost manage it.
That is true.
But it's
That's
really
true.
nice. This year you can mix it with something else. It'll taste.
Oh yeah, we
tastes
used to mix it with some kind of soda or lime. You can mix it with any kind of drink that you want. That can dull the
Intensity of it, yeah.
intensity of it. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we're almost towards the end of it. Can you tell me that funny story? I remember once you told me about one of your colleagues and he got lost behind the clock here at the school.
Oh yes, that was I think that was 2 years ago.
By the way, we're just sorry to stop you, Richard. There's a lot of crazy stories that happen in the school. A lot of crazy things. I mean, like we are in the mountains, a little bit in the rural part of Shenzhen. It's almost like the end of the earth.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yes, yes.
So you have to go to the top of the mountain to see
Yes.
the other side. There's another world.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So a lot of crazy
back
stuff
of it.
happens here, a lot of different stuff. There's always a lot of new experiences. So
Sure.
Richard told me this one story. I think it's really funny.
Okay, we were 3 guys. We went to the club. We went to have fun. We went to drink, and then there's this friend of ours. He's from Scotland. He drinks a lot. His reason is that if he's not really drunk, he can't sleep. He has nightmares. So anytime we go to the club, we come back, he's completely wasted. So there's this time we went to the club, and we were drunk. It was late. I think it was around 3 a.m. in the morning. So we decided to come back to sleep. And then this guy, he didn't want to come back. So we had to even force him, put him in a taxi. So on our way, he was even sleeping on the taxi. It got to a point he puked all over the taxi. When we got down, the taxi driver was demanding extra money to go wash his car. And we said we will not pay because we were drunk. We even wanted to fight with him. We were arguing with the taxi driver that we will not pay. And it was then that this guy just left us. We were arguing with the taxi driver. The taxi driver said we should pay extra because the guy has puked. He's vomited on his car. So we were saying that we're not going to pay. And then we completely forgot about the guy, the Michael. Not knowing that he went and slept somewhere. We're looking for him. After the argument, we paid the taxi driver. We're looking for Michael. Where is Michael? We called and called and called. There was no response. Where is Michael? We searched for 1 good hours. We're looking for Michael. We didn't see Michael. So, where is this guy? Has he gone home? We went to his room.
And it's really far when you walk.
And
back
it's
to the
really
school,
far.
from
It's
the
really
room
far.
to the front
And
gate.
we have forests around.
Yeah.
Not knowing that he went to sleep under a tree.
Yeah.
The only clue we got was that we heard snoring.
Yeah.
Snoring coming from the forest under some tree. So what kind of noise is this? So okay, let's go and find out. Maybe it may be a human being. We went there. Michael was down the tree, totally asleep. I said, Michael, we've been looking for you for the past 1 hour. Is that your final resting place? He said, where am I? He said, you are not in your bedroom yet. Come on, let's go. We took this guy. He said he will not go. And that time he was living on the 7th floor. We have to climb all over to the 7th floor to put this guy to bed. We really suffered. We have to carry him out. It was really funny. Michael was sleeping under the tree, snoring. He's found a very wonderful master bedroom, sleeping under the tree comfortably. He was really drunk. So, where is this guy? We were so surprised because we didn't know where he just went to what had happened to him. We went to his room looking for Michael. We didn't find him. We went round looking for him. The least place we expected him to be was the forest under a tree.
Goodness.
He was comfortably sleeping there as if he's in his bedroom. Totally asleep. We had to carry him all the way up to the 7th floor. You can just imagine climbing this from ground floor to the 7th floor.
I had a similar experience with
The next
drunk
morning,
friend.
he didn't remember anything.
It's amnesia. You get
Yes.
amnesia. Certain people who drink, you get like these happy drunks, you know?
Yes.
If people get drunk, they're really happy, they joke, or they
Happy.
dance. Then you get the angry drunk.
Yes.
When they drink, they get really angry for no
Really,
reason.
yes,
And then you
yes.
get people who have amnesia. So they get drunk, the next morning they remember nothing.
They remember
Nothing.
totally nothing.
And
He-
then you get
he
some
didn't
people-
remember anything. He said the only thing I remember is I went to the club. That was all.
It's so interesting. Okay, so what do you think? You know, there's a lot of different cuisine here in China, you know, especially in Shenzhen. I think if we go to about Laojia, Laojia has a lot of different foods inside. There's like a food hall there
Yes.
in Laojia, a market.
Yes.
Different types of food, pork, squid, you name it,
Yes.
it's there.
Yes.
What do you think your cuisine that you like the most here is?
So
So, for example, right, if you're feeling really hungry one day and you say, I want something different, what will you try?
okay, if I feel hungry and
What's your
I
favorite?
want-
What's like your favorite dish to have?
I don't really have a favorite. Okay, I like Italian cuisines,
Italian,
yeah.
like
I like
pasta, pizza?
I like pizza, pasta.
Which place do you go to have?
I go to Caesarea. Caesarea.
Caesarea. Oh, you
Yeah.
know, we had dinner there
You
tonight.
had dinner. Oh, okay.
You know,
That's good.
Caesarea is one of the best places you can go if you're a foreigner
Yes.
and you just come to China or Shenzhen.
Yes.
And, you know, you're looking for something to eat that's really cheap and good quality and you're on a budget as well. Because it's really
It's-
affordable.
it's
affordable.
affordable.
Yeah.
It's
It's about, I
affordable.
think, the most expensive thing with like a full meal is about 30 yuan.
Yes.
But if you're looking to have like some small dishes,
Yes.
it's about 10 yuan
It's
each. a
really
dish.
affordable.
Really,
It's
affordable. And you pay
there.
7 yuan a drink, right?
Yes.
7 yuan?
7 yuan.
7 yuan, right?
7 yuan in
And then
drink,
you can refill,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
And I find it very good that because
Yes,
you know
yes.
it's good quality. It's
Yes.
not maybe the top class quality food,
Yes.
but it's really tasty. It'll help you
Yeah.
to be full.
And
for a little
if you wanna try something different, you can go to Sheko. Sheko is in Nanshan.
check out pot
Sheko Pot, which is called SeaWorld.
SeaWorld, yes.
If you've been there before, there are a lot of foreign restaurants and pubs.
There's like a ton of restaurants. There's
You
a lot
can-
of
you-
like
a lot
Brazilian.
of a lot Brazilian, British, American,
Portuguese, some
Thailand,
Chinese.
a lot. You can even have Indian restaurants.
There's all
and
types
that.
of- there's
all
like so much.
Yes, a lot of foreigners living there. So, and then there's a place too in it's on the line 1
Line 1. Green line.
on the green line.
So if you come to Shenzhen, you'll see they have different lines
Line
for the
1,
metro.
yes.
Green
I've,
line, purple line.
The name has escaped me a little bit. But when you go to Coco Park,
Coco Park.
Coco
shopping
Park
park.
is shopping
So it's
park.
shopping park on the
Shopping
green
park.
line.
Also, you
yes.
can get a lot of Western restaurants
Western
but the budget is high.
The budget. Yeah, if you go to shopping park, it's a little bit more expensive than shopping park. Yeah.
Maybe 100 or 200 or 300 or more to eat
But
there.
those type of
But really good
dishes are really good quality,
yeah,
like
yeah.
high quality. So
And
if you're a
good food,
tourist, you'll
good
probably
food,
go there.
Really good food.
It's really nice. They
Really
also have
good
like a
food.
mall there at the
Yes.
shopping park
Yeah,
and,
the shopping
and
park all
like
that.
different stores, music stores, etc.
Yes.
So if you want that, you should go
Yes,
to there.
but if you want something affordable, cool price, you can go to Xixian. Xixian also is on line 1.
Xishang Rainbow Mall.
Rainbow Mall, the
Rainbow
Rainbow Mall.
Mall, yeah.
They have the Caesarea there. There are a couple of restaurants also there.
Some nice
that is,
steakhouse. I know they
Yeah,
have
you
there.
can also do hot pot. Hot pot is also good.
Hot pot. You know, I
Yeah,
talked about this in my other podcast. You know, cane pepper.
Canned pepper.
That little, it's like a round pepper.
Okay.
Yeah, but when you bite it, it numbs your tongue.
Yes.
Yeah, I
yes,
hate
yes,
that.
yes,
I
yes,
cannot
yes,
stand
yes,
cane
yes,
pepper.
yes.
So we went to the
Yes.
hot pot restaurant. I think it was
Yes.
not music steak. was it Music Steak? I don't know which one it was, but it was this type of hot pot restaurant. Really good quality, really tasty chicken. They help you with the hot pot. But when we went there, the chicken, it's great. It's lovely. But every bite had the cayenne pepper in it.
Yes, I've seen what I know what you're talking about. Very small.
It's a small. It's hiding inside the potato, inside the chicken, inside everything.
Yes.
And like every bite you take, you're like getting this.
You're getting that. You just have to take them out.
But it's not easy to take it out. I'm not sure how people eat that, but Sichuan pepper is a little bit different.
Okay, I like spicy. I
like spicy.
I like eating a lot of spice. I like spicy food.
I know certain African, like Ethiopian type of food is really spicy.
Yes.
Really spicy.
Ghanaian food too is really spicy. We like eating spicy.
Indian food is also very spicy.
yes.
But I think it's okay to eat.
But in Guangdong, this province that we are in, they don't like eating spicy food.
Yes, especially because eating spicy, it affects you in terms of your health, right? Because of the humidity, etc. I was told this because I got sick, right? I got sick from eating too spicy food. They said that because of the humidity and the climate, it inflames, sometimes cause inflammation in your throat. So eating spicy food is not something very popular. So they advised me, don't eat so much spicy food. And the day before I went to the hot pot, I think there's another place that's good is Hohai. Hohai is lovely because it has all the same things as if you go to SeaWorld.
Hohai also is in Nanshan. Not too far from SeaWorld. Yes.
It's lovely Indian restaurants, Malaysian, Chinese, Korean barbecue. Lovely restaurants and not too expensive.
Lohu, Laojie, they have very good restaurants that serves international cuisine.
Yeah, we went there for dumplings once. It was really nice. Major dumplings. It's affordable. It's not so bad.
But generally, food in China is affordable. It's not too expensive, unless maybe you want to
have a Western.
We'll have a Western, but the local Chinese dishes are not too expensive. You can even spend like 10 RMB, 15 RMB on the food, and then you'll be okay.
And they give you really full meals, like proper really meals. You'll be really full. They don't ration you on the portions.
Yes. Actually, the cost of living in China is not too expensive.
It's not too bad. Some of the food, like grocery items, might be a little bit expensive in terms of if you buy meat. Meat is sometimes a little bit expensive, like beef. Beef is especially expensive.
Apart from chicken. Apart from pork is really cheap.
Like at home, we eat more, in South Africa, we eat more beef than pork. Yes. Yeah, because beef is really inexpensive. Yes. We have the resource. But here, it's
true. Like home to in Ghana, we eat a lot of beef
and mutton.
Yeah, beef and mutton than pork. Beef, sheep, lamb, and all that.
So when we came here, we switched to pork.
In Ghana, hardly eat pork. Hardly.
Yeah, hardly. At home, we hardly eat pork. And all that, unless it's like
in China, it's like if you come to China, if you don't eat pork and you come to China, you find it really difficult because most of their dishes are pork. Their buns and almost of their dishes. Even if they are cooking like vegetables and all that for you, they put a little bit of pork
inside it. Yeah.
So unless you tell them that I don't eat pork, so if they are to prepare this dish or this vegetable, they shouldn't put
like the rice, even some of the fried rice.
They
have a little bit of pork inside it.
It's all about pork for them.
It's a type of flavoring agent, but the pork quality is really good. I think.
Yes.
I think it's really good. But the beef quality, with the thing, sometimes they say, you don't know whatever meat it is.
The thing is that if you really like eating beef, then it's better you go to the market and then you buy beef. You come home and you prepare yourself. You understand? There are a lot of local markets that you can find to buy some beef and all the meat.
I know one of our friends who lives downstairs. His name is Park.
Yes.
He said he was going to a restaurant and he loved that restaurant and he was buying from there every week. Yes. He used to love going there. Then his friend told him that they were serving some kind of rat soup.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
As for China, we eat a lot of food.
We just
that
go.
We don't know what
Normally, we can't.
kind of
We
food
can
it is.
speak the Chinese, right? I can speak a little bit like level 3 Chinese. I think you can speak a little bit more than I can. But it's really hard. I think so. But like when it's hard for us to read the characters. We go by the pictures. If you go to the menu and they don't have like English, we use like a software to decipher it. Or we go by the pictures. And we know like Neuro, Giro, Jiden for
We normally go by the pictures.
go by the pictures, yeah. But you're not sure what you might get, right?
Yes.
So you have to be really careful with what you have sometimes.
Yeah, like if you are really petty, then you need to really choose the restaurants where you eat. You don't eat those kind of street foods. Most street foods the meats are different. They can serve you with any type
With
of
anything,
meat
yeah,
at all, anything at all. So as a foreigner, you must avoid the street food. That one is
The only street food I found was really nice when I came here with one of our friends, also Sidi, who lives next door. She has 2 kids, one 4-year-old, I think it's Favor, and a new baby she just had. Yeah. So when we first came here, she was our guide. We're really thankful to her. She took us around to this place across, just not too far from here. It's what is it called?
Xingwei.
Not Qingwei. It is the other one down the line.
Huangtian.
Huangtian. Our favorite place is Huangtian, right?
Yes.
It's convenient to go to shop, etc. So she took us there for shopping and to have a bit of food, etc. And we tried the street food because we'd always see on YouTube. On YouTube, we'd always see people trying the street food.
Everywhere they have street food.
Yeah, they love the street food. And we just said, let us just try the squid. There was a squid.
Yes.
You know, the fried squid?
The fried squid.
Grilled squid on the grill, and grilled chicken on a skewer.
Yes.
So we just tried it out, and it was really good quality. But for that, we knew that was definitely squid.
Definitely.
But for some things, like I know there's this one vendor in the mall, and it looks like chicken. It's the shape of a drumstick, shape of a chicken wing.
Yeah.
But if you cut inside it, is like this type of mincemeat and peas and corn. So it's not really a chicken. I don't know what it really. It's just the shape of a chicken. But if when it's frying and it's whole on the grill, you'll think it's a chicken. This is a chicken, okay? But only if you look at the picture at the bottom of the thing, you'll know it's type of hybrid. Yeah.
You just have to be careful. You just have to be careful. If you want to eat street food, you just have to know what you're buying. See it. Be certain that this is chicken or this is beef, and then you let them grill it for you. And then one thing I like is that just stick to a particular place that you normally eat. If you know that this place they're legit, like in terms of hygiene, in terms of quality, it's okay. You just stick to it. You eat there often.
I found that out the hard way.
Yes.
So if you know somewhere that's really nice, just stick to it. Just you can try new things.
You can try new things, but you just be careful, because if you watch some of the videos that the Chinese people themselves have been putting online concerning fake things, fake rice,
fake things. In terms of fake things, I would say that
yes.
in terms of the fake things, my wife and I, we bought peas, right? You know, peas in a little carton once, just like some frozen peas. But when we made the peas, nothing was happening, you know. And then we cut the peas, and inside it was like plastic.
Oh my god!
So plastic peas. Yeah, and I'm like, we boiled these peas. We boiled it for a long time.
Cabbages and all that. They've been doing fake eggs. They've been faking
eggs.
it and all that. So I don't know why. It's terrible. It's. I think the government needs to step up.
And sometimes, the government really needs to do something about it. But it's such a big country. We're not sure.
It's like there's like a lot of competition between them. Everyone wants to do something to be rich, to get a lot of money.
Like everybody has a restaurant. There's so many restaurants, so much competition.
In China, if you really want to make a lot of money, you just establish open a restaurant.
I think if you want to make really a lot of money, you open up a foreign restaurant.
The population is high, and everywhere is populated. People will have to eat. So it's that's the quickest way of establishing business, making
restaurant.
money. Restaurant is.
Because people always want to eat, they're looking for something
They are
different.
eating 24 hours.
And if you get a good place, a nice location for your restaurant, the people will come in there. They will come in there. Because I've been to many restaurants so far, and the staff really are really friendly. They take care of you. I mean, the staff here are really different from the staff back home. I mean, yeah, they really want to take care of you, make sure you are happy.
Customer service.
Customer service is quality here. It's quality here compared to back home, where it's just a job to serve you. They want to make sure that you've got your food, it's on time.
Back home, you have to go for your food yourself. No one will come and serve you. In Ghana, if you want to buy something, you go and tell the seller, "Hey, I want to buy this," and you take your bowl there. They put it. Oh, come on, but. Yeah, I mean, but the world is changing. Service. We are moving towards service industry more than so. Offering service, good services is really good. When you go to a place that the services are really good, you really want to go back again.
I think you can attribute the competition also to
the competition
to the way they treat you. Like they will actually approach you. They'll stand outside the restaurant and approach you to come and look at the menu, even if you're not going to order anything. Come sit, please sit, because that increases their chances.
They offer you water or tea or something, or with peanut or some vegetables or something like that. Which is really cool.
They're really a good service quality here. And especially if they see you a foreigner, they will take extra care of you than if you're a Chinese person. If you're a Chinese person, they know you can handle yourself. But if you're foreigner, you get special treatment.
Yeah, it in a sense that when the place is patronized by foreigners, they see to them they feel like, oh, it's good quality place.
It's good quality. Foreigner has taken interest in our
restaurant, so it's a good marketing strategy. It's even attract more people to come there. So it's a good strategy for them. Yes.
Very interesting. Okay, Richard, we'd like to conclude the interview now.
All right.
Yeah, right, because I think it's a really interesting interview to get to know you. I mean, it's very hard sometimes when you're working in the working world to sit down with your friends and speak like this, especially being married. Also, it's really hard. I have to be with my wife always, or she doesn't know where I am. For example, I've learned a lot of new things, that you have a son, etc. Yeah. But I would like to do a second interview with you. Sure. I will be coming back to China, so we will be coming back. So the next interview we'll do Beiju testing. All right. So for video, we'll get some different Beijus and we'll do a video testing of what it is. Right? We'll do a YouTube video. Sure. So that whoever is listening, you have something to look forward to, different types of Beiju. I mean, Beiju is sort of like the moonshine to Americans, right?
Yeah.
And in South Africa, we have something, African beer, Juba. You know
Juba? I've heard of Juba, but I've not tasted it yet.
But you see the difference between Beiju and Juba, right?
I've not tasted Juba.
You want me to bring some Juba back?
When you're coming back, please
when I'm coming back, I'll bring Juba.
In Ghana, we also have a local
African beer.
Then we have a local alcohol called Apetiche. So I'll also bring some.
You bring some, I'll bring some.
Sure. Let's taste
we have Ijuba, Beiju, and
Apetiche. Yes.
Okay, that'll be really nice.
Yes.
The interesting thing about Ijuba, we have in my hometown, Durban, we have a factory, Ijuba factory.
Oh, I see.
So, because Durban is in KwaZulu-Natal province, that's where a lot of African, people come from. So they love the Ijuba. Where I actually live, my home, they have a lane next to it.
Okay.
Right?
When you come in, please try and bring some. Let's have a taste.
I will bring some. I haven't tried it myself. I've never tried it before. But I know the effects of it because I've seen it. Next to my house, there's a lane, right? A little pathway where they walk down. And if you go to the end of the pathway and you take a right, there's a little liquor store there. They sell Ijuba there. So at the bottom of this pathway, there's about hundreds of Ijuba bottles. Ijuba bottles. And I've seen the effects of Ijuba because once there was a guy and he was really drunk, right? But we did not know this at the time, okay? So once it was about maybe 8 o'clock in the night, and my tenant at the time, he was going out of the driveway, and he has to reverse up the driveway and go, right? And then he sees a guy lying on the road. This man is motionless, he's lifeless, right?
Yes.
and we're trying to move him, and he's not waking up. So we assume he's dead. He's on the road now, and he has a little crack on his forehead, a little bit of blood. So we assume this guy is dead. Try to poke him with a stick.
Yeah.
He is not moving. So what we do is we call the police, right? There's a body on the road, and cars are still driving on the road. There's cars coming up and down and going around this guy, and he's nearly getting run over. So we're really worried now. So
it's good.
call
In
the
China,
police.
It's not like that. In China, if you're lying on the street, no one cares about you.
You will get run over. If
You'll get run over.
You will get run over, right? You have to.
Until the police come around, no one is gonna touch it. No one. They don't care. It's kind of quite different.
Yeah, it's a different atmosphere.
When you are in China, you need to be really careful. Really extremely careful. Like
you have to be street smart almost.
Yes.
Street smart. Yeah.
Street smart.
Always be alert, be savvy.
Yes.
So this man was
difficult getting help. Really difficult getting help.
But to divert, the Chinese people are really very friendly. They're friendly people. If you ask for help, they will stop and attempt. Some will attempt.
But
to
in terms of like being knocked down by a car or you being in a motor accident or something like that, until the police come, like the help doesn't.
They
come
will
from
not get.
them.
It's almost like you mind your own business. You don't get involved. But I think that's a good way to do it, because sometimes if you involve yourself, you get into more trouble here.
Sure, that is what they say.
So back to the.
All right, let's go.
Just complete.
Like back in Africa, it's not like that. Like when we find you on the street like that, we first move you away.
Move you away. Yeah.
Before we call the police or an ambulance or something like that. But here it's not like that.
Yeah.
You'll be in the middle of the street and you'll be run down by more cars passing by. So yeah.
So this man is in front of our house now. He's knocked out, and now a crowd is forming. Okay, a crowd of people, because like a lot of people walk up and down. There's now quite a few. I think now a lot of African people live on our street.
Yeah.
You know, they started to, because there's an industrial area not too far from my home. So they work there. They go to work there. The train station is near there. A lot of people actually live now. They've started to move into. It's an Indian area more. But a lot of white people, black people, different cultures are moving in now. So it's okay to see, people walking up and down. And when people are walking out, now they start, and okay, there's a man on the street. What's happening here? So a big crowd is forming, and they are forming around this guy.
Yeah.
So the police come and they try to wake him up. There's no luck. Then after about maybe half an hour to 45 minutes, one of his other friends come, right?
Yeah.
They come. And as soon as this guy comes, he just like does something, and next thing this guy wakes up, he comes back to life. And then his friend tells, oh no, he was drinking very, very much. He was drinking a lot, and this is why he fell on the road. So this man was knocked out, stone cold. He was out on the middle of the road.
Knocked out.
He fell face forward, like just face forward on the.
That's how he got the cut.
That's how he got the cut, and we thought somebody hit him or something like that, knocked him down or some sort.
Oh, I see.
But he was just sleeping. He was resting. He was resting on the ground there.
Oh, I see.
So we will conclude this interview now. So thank you, Richard, so much for your time. We would like to have another interview with you when we come back. We'll do some videos of the Beiju.
You're always welcome.
And if you ever come to South Africa, you're on holiday.
Sure.
You must come and you can have a holiday. Come to Durban. Sure. You're always welcome in my home.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Trev.
So, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Search for Everything podcast. This was episode number 2, and hopefully in the future we can do many more exciting episodes. And in fact, next week is going to be a very, very special episode, because we have a very, very special and well-known guest on the show. So, we're going to do that next week. So, stay tuned for that. On a very special note, I'd like to say to those listening that you should always try your hardest in life to do the things that you love, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Go and try new things, do exciting and fun things, and defy the odds. Till next time, thank you. This is Trev signing out.